Tuesday, February the 7th edition of the Carolina Weather Video. I'm meteorologist Matthew East here with you, and starting off the day today, pretty chilly. A lot of our temperatures into the 30s, some folks down into the 20s this morning, but a lot of sun's on the way today. It'll be a much milder day because of that sunshine. In fact, a lot of us at least 10 degrees or so warmer than what we saw yesterday. But kind of a quick hitting pattern with several disturbances rolling our way over the next 5 to 7 days, the first one of which will be tomorrow. Let's get into the current edition of the video here and show you what's going on the radar imagery this morning. You have some precip stretching from Louisiana up into parts of Kansas and Nebraska. The part of the precip from the Texas Panhandle up into western Kansas and Nebraska is in the form of snow. You have some winter weather advisories up for the northern Texas Panhandle, the western Oklahoma Panhandle, and into southwestern parts of Kansas this morning. Temperatures, again, relatively chilly over much of the southeastern part of the country until you get down close to the Gulf Coast. Then you get some 50s and 60s in Florida. And there is a decent little pocket of colder air from the Rockies into the northern plains. Some teens and a few single digits when you get up close to the Canadian border. Now, there's a lot of upper air charts to show you here, so just bear with me here. Let's start with the upper air chart for the afternoon period today on the European. Okay, here comes the next little disturbance that'll move our way. It'll get here tomorrow. That's what it looks like on the European tomorrow afternoon. Pretty potent little piece of upper level energy, but the air is pretty dry around here, especially once you get east of the mountains, and so we'll have a very brief shower chance tomorrow, but not going to be any significant precipitation once you get east of the mountains. But there could be a quick little shot of some snow, certainly, for some North Carolina mountain spots and certainly up into the mountains of the Virginias. Beyond that, let's go out to Friday evening. Okay, this is the European model. And it's the quickest of the models with the next little disturbance over the weekend. That is the feature to key on right there. Now let's take a peek at the Canadian model from 0Z today. The latest one is at the time I'm cutting this video. This is valid Saturday morning. Kind of a diffuse pattern, no real compact or organized disturbances. But that was not the case with the previous run of the Canadian. This was the same time frame. Saturday morning you had a pretty potent little disturbance swinging in. And that was enough to generate this on the previous run of the Canadian. And if you looked at the freezing line up at 5,000 feet, it ran basically right in there. So that indicated a nice snow event for the mountains of North Carolina, spilling into the foothills and even parts of the Piedmont as that system swung in Saturday morning. But again, the latest run of the Canadian, that's what it looked like with the previous run that generated all that precip. That's the latest run. And again, at the same rough interval of time, there's the European model. Not overly excited about precipitation chances. I'll show you the precip fields here in just a moment. We go out further in time to next Monday. And here comes the next disturbance moving in. And it's enough of a consolidated piece of energy that it does generate some precip back here in parts of the Tennessee Valley. And at the same time, there's the same system rather on the GFS. This is out Monday evening. Again, you have that another little piece of energy moving in. These are going to be really tough to nail down because anytime any little piece of energy kind of rides over the top of that eastern Pacific ridge, it'll try to amplify. And if any of those can amplify, it can generate some precip around here. But it's going to be really tough to nail those down more than a couple of days in advance. All right, today, straightforward forecast. A lot of sunshine, some high cirrus highs up toward the upper side of the 50s in many spots. Tomorrow, a lot of clouds with that first in the series of disturbances moving through. A lot of clouds, and there's a very brief shower chance tomorrow, but it'll be in and out very, very quickly. We'll be dry Thursday, highs in the 50s. Dry Friday, highs in the 50s. And then we get into the weekend, and this is what the GFS looks like for the weekend. I did throw the European in there. So the European a little bit more potent with the little disturbance, and it looks like the 60 run of the GFS is going to be 2. So it's actually indicating a little brief light precipitation chance Friday night into early Saturday morning. But I wouldn't hang my hat on that. That's another one of those northwest flow type disturbances. Just not a lot of moisture for it to work with. All right, let's go out to Sunday. Looks dry and pretty chilly. I think highs in some spots Saturday in the 40s, and all of us should be in the 40s for highs on Sunday despite a lot of sunshine. So a pretty decent little shot of some chilly air. Lows by Sunday morning well down into the 20s. And then we go out to Monday. And again, this is the GFS, the 0Z run. There comes the next system. And GFS kind of went nuts with it Monday night into Tuesday morning. That's a pretty well-defined cold air damming signature there east of the mountains. And look at what the GFS does during the day Tuesday. Pretty good precipitation event. And the European has the system, but it really dampens it out as it pushes into the Carolinas. So again, there's nothing really overly exciting to key on, but if we do see any of these little disturbances that can kind of amplify as it pulls into our region, then yes, it could generate some precipitation. If you could get the timing right, it could generate some winter precip somewhere across the region. But I just don't have a lot of confidence in any one disturbance or system at the moment. All right, that is it for today. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Enjoy the milder temperatures and sunshine today, and God bless.